my name is Navigator. In today's quick video, we're going to be going over the Marvel Legends Magic the Gathering collab Battle Damage Spider-Man. But before we do that, we're going to be taking a very quick look at some comics that I picked up. I stopped by the new Ollie's in Oneida, New York last night and just grabbed some Punisher, or just grabbed some comic grab bags. I did find in one of them, I was kind of like thumbing through it, Punisher issue 54, and this is actually the first appearance of Punisher's dog Max. So at least for me, that was a good pickup. Some more Punisher ones. We got issue 1 of Nth Man, which is a Larry Hama story. Some Avengers, and then I think the rest were just some odds and ends I might have picked up. Oh, I think in one of the packs I got like a Justice League Europe #1. So that was kind of cool. And then I also, from Ravenswood, picked up the Superman issue 80, which is actually the destruction of Coast City. So, yeah, pretty cool. Some pretty notable issues. And we'll get these off screen and move on to Spider-Man. All right, so let's bring them all up to the forefront here. We have the figure, a bunch of the accessories, and he has some really cool accessories. And then, of course, the Magic the Gathering card to go with him. So let's start off with the box here. As you can see, Magic the Gathering Spider-Man on there. It doesn't say Battle Damage Spider-Man, it just says Spider-Man, but this is the Battle Damage variant. And here are the other figures in the line. If you guys were curious, I do have a review of Manwolf here on the channel, so you guys can check that out if you wanted to. But I will leave this up on screen, and we'll take a look at this card. So you guys know me, I don't collect too many cards, especially not Magic, but this is just a nice little plus to having this figure. Is this fairly valuable from what I've been seeing Magic the Gathering Spider-Man cards. That's very cool, and it looks just like the figure. I am doing a little Spider-Man display shelf, and you guys know me, I like kind of beaten and bloodied figures, so this is the Spider-Man that I wanted to have for my collection, the Battle Damage version. So let's go over the figure first. Pretty, the color-wise, the suit is just a very basic Spider-Man suit, so I think I'm just going to get that out of the way. You guys know the red and blue, but he does have some kind of like Ultimate Edition toe articulation there, which is very cool, but they're skimping on the plastic, it looks like down there, kind of missing the plastic under the foot there. He does have, the articulation at the feet there. He can move there at the, what would that be, the calf, I guess calf articulation, double jointed knees. I will say, though, he can't really bend the legs back too much. That's a little bit of a bummer, but you can't really bend them back too much. However, on the legs, there is a ton of this kind of battle damage detail. You have little cuts and scrapes and part of his costume missing all over the legs, and that continues up here to the torso. The torso is mostly intact with that spider logo, but you do have some scratches on his left arm here, some more scratches on the bicep. But on the right arm, it's almost completely torn off except for the glove, and he's got a bunch of scratches there. Butterfly articulation there for the shoulders, and I just love how that looks with all the scarring and the cuts and the bruises. Looks incredible. And we come here to the mask, and he has part of it ripped off on his right cheek there, and then he has some hair sticking out, which is such a cool effect. I just love this figure so much. Can't wait to add him to the collection. All right, so the accessories he comes with, number 1, we do kind of have just these wall-crawling hands, as you can see there, and those are very nice. And then we also have the web-slinging hands, and those are right here, typical for really any Spider-Man hands or any Spider-Man figure. And then, of course, he came with the hands itself. And just really quick, I know I already showed it off, but let's get one last real good look at this card. Very cool. All right, and then finally, the accessories he comes with. Number 1, I think it's part of the story or something. I don't know what story it's from, but he does have this really cool web shield, and it's made just like the Captain America ones, where it can be clipped right onto the side there, which is super sweet. And then he also comes with just kind of like this hanging web. And I found a little way you can actually like wrap it under the arm and the hand here. I think, how did I have it last night? I was messing around with it, and I figured you could probably do something like this, where you can wrap it around the base, the thumb, and then you could probably just plug this hand right into the figure and have it look like he's shooting a web. So I might do that, but you can also have this little hook go on like the foot, and then have him hanging upside down in some respect, because on this end, there's a little coil there. So you could actually probably just have, look, that's just hanging on my finger right now. So there is a lot of grip strength there with that little coil on the end. You can really hang that on anything. But that is a nice accessory. However, my favorite accessory has to be, let me organize this a little bit, has to be the extra head sculpt here. I just love this beaten and bruised Peter Parker. Looks awesome. And yes, I do have to cut my fingernails. I know, but you guys know me. I'm pretty hygienic, so. But there we go. An incredible Peter Parker with the bruising. And here, let's do this. Maybe that'll save you guys some of that ick factor. But that just looks awesome. I love it. Absolutely incredible. And although these figures are kind of, the sun is already set on this line. I think these have been out for like 6 months, if not close to a year. They are still really cool. And this is probably the last one of these that I will ever grab. I don't need Agent Venom. Don't need Mary Jane Watson, Iron Spider. So there we go, folks. And I'm going to keep that card in the packaging. No need for me to open that. And hopefully that'll give me some value in the future. But once again, a review of the Marvel Legends Magic the Gathering Battle Damage Spider-Man figure. As always, folks, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.